Hello viewers, welcome to Big Man Business YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about watermelon. Before we delve into the main discussion, let's highlight some important points about watermelon. Watermelon is a delicious and refreshing fruit that's also good for you. It contains only 46 calories per cup but is high in vitamin C, vitamin A and many healthy plant compounds with amazing health benefits. If you're new to the Big Man Business YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new business expert videos. For more international business news and updates, please visit www.bigmanbusiness.com. World's largest producers of watermelon. China with 79.2 million tons. In China, the majority of watermelon is produced in the Gansu province, where the climate is favorable for its cultivation. The fruit produced here is of excellent quality because of the special type of climate of the region. The area has maximum sunlight and the precipitation in the area is minimal at 40 to 538 millimeters in the most important production areas. In the season of watermelon, the temperature ranges from 12 to 16 degrees Celsius. The cultivation technology used in the area is sowing into the open field. In other areas, tunnel production and seedling transplanting are used in production. Turkey with 3.9 million tons. In Turkey, the fruit is mostly produced in Antalya's Manavgat district. The district is so well known for its watermelon production that it hosts a watermelon festival every year. The fruit also has an important place in the country from an economical point of view as 10% of total production comes from Turkey. Iran with 2.8 million tons. In Iran, watermelon is produced in the Hamadan province, and the production covers nearly 1.2% of the total area of this particular province. The energy usage in the production was direct and indirect, and the farmers use renewable and non-renewable energy. Seeding, chemical fertilizers, modern technology, and spraying are used for its production. Import and export channels for watermelon. The exports from top countries are directed to such countries as Bangladesh, the United Arab Emirates, and Nepal. Other importing countries are the Netherlands, Germany, Maldives, Canada, and Saudi Arabia. In the year 2005, it was reported that 2.2 million metric tons of watermelon were exported and 2.0 million metric tons were imported into this lucrative fruit market. According to Indexbox, the global melon market revenue amounted to $27.4 billion in 2018, increasing by 2.2% against the previous year. This figure reflects the total revenues of producers and importers excluding logistics costs, retail marketing costs, and retailers' margins, which will be included in the final consumer price. The market value increased at an average annual rate of plus 2.1% over the period from 2007 to 2018. The trend pattern remained relatively stable, with only minor fluctuations being recorded in certain years. Over the period under review, the global melon market attained its peak figure level in 2018 and is expected to retain its growth in the near future. Consumption by country. The country with the largest volume of melon consumption was China with 17 million tons, comprising approximately 53% of the total volume. Moreover, melon consumption in China exceeded the figures recorded by the second largest consumer, Turkey with 1.8 million tons in tenfold. Iran with 1.6 million tons ranked third in terms of total consumption with a 4.8% share. In China, melon consumption increased at an average annual rate of plus 1.9% over the period from 2007 to 2018. In the other countries, the average annual rates were as follows: Turkey with plus 0.9% per year and Iran with minus 2.3% per year. In value terms, China with $15.1 billion led the market, alone. The second position in the ranking was occupied by Turkey with $1.3 billion. It was followed by Egypt. In 2018, the highest levels of melon per capita consumption were registered in Kazakhstan with 50 kilograms per person, followed by Turkey with 22 kilograms per person, Iran with 19 kilograms per person, and Morocco with 15 kilograms per person, while the world average per capita consumption of melon was estimated at 4.25 kilograms per person. Watermelon market forecast between 2019 to 2025. Driven by increasing demand for melon worldwide, the market is expected to continue an upward consumption trend over the next decade. Market performance is forecast to retain its current trend pattern, expanding with an anticipated CAGR of plus 0.9% for the period from 2018 to 2030, which is projected to bring the market volume to 36 million tons by the end of 2030. Watermelon production between 2007 to 2018. Global melon production totaled 33 million tons in 2018, going up by 1.6% against the previous year. Over the period under review, melon production continues to indicate a modest growth. The generally positive trend in terms of melon output was largely conditioned by a modest expansion of the harvested area and a mild increase in yield figures. In 2018, the global melon harvested area amounted to 1.2 million hectares, therefore, remained relatively stable against the previous year. Overall, the melon harvested area, however, continues to indicate a relatively flat trend pattern. In 2018, the global average yield of melons amounted to 27 tons per hectare, therefore, remained relatively stable against the previous year. The yield figure increased at an average annual rate of plus 1.3% from 2007 to 2018. The trend pattern remained consistent, with only minor fluctuations being observed over the period under review. In 2018, the global exports of melons stood at 2.3 million tons, rising by 8.6% against the previous year. Over the period under review, melon exports continue to indicate a relatively flat trend pattern. The pace of growth appeared the most rapid in 2018 when exports increased by 8.6% year-on-year. In that year, global melon exports reached their peak and are likely to continue its growth in the immediate term. In value terms, melon exports stood at $1.9 billion in 2018. Watermelon exports by country. Spain with 405,000 tons and Guatemala with 397,000 tons are the largest exporters of melons in the world, together accounting for approximately 34% of total exports. Honduras with 254,000 tons occupied an 11% share based on tons of total exports, which put it in second place, followed by Brazil with 10%, the US with 8.7%, the Netherlands with 6.8%, Costa Rica with 5.7%, and Mexico with 5.7%. From 2007 to 2018, the most notable rate of growth in terms of exports, amongst the main exporting countries, was attained by the Netherlands, while exports for the other global leaders experienced more modest paces of growth. In value terms, the largest melon supplying countries worldwide were Spain with $361 million, Guatemala with $236 million, and Honduras with $189 million, with a combined 42% share of global exports. Export prices by country. The average melon export price stood at $800 per ton in 2018, lowering by minus 4.4% against the previous year. Over the period from 2007 to 2018, it increased at an average annual rate of plus 1.6%. The most prominent rate of growth was recorded in 2017 when the average export price increased by 12% year-to-year. In that year, the average export prices for melons reached their peak level of $838 per ton, and then declined slightly in the following year. There were significant differences in the average prices amongst the major exporting countries. In 2018, the country with the highest price was the Netherlands with $1,155 per ton, while Guatemala with $594 per ton was amongst the lowest. From 2007 to 2018, the most notable rate of growth in terms of prices was attained by Costa Rica, while the other global leaders experienced more modest paces of growth. In 2018, the number of melons imported worldwide amounted to 2.1 million tons, stabilizing the previous year. Overall, melon imports, however, continue to indicate a relatively flat trend pattern. In value terms, Melon imports stood at $1.8 billion in 2018 according to Indexbox. Imports by country. The U.S. represented the main importer of melons imported in the world, with the volume of imports recording 655,000 tons, which was approximately 30% of total imports in 2018. The Netherlands with 205,000 tons ranked second in terms of total imports with a 9.5% share, followed by France with 8.5%, the UK with 8%, Canada with 7.4% and Germany with 6.2%, Spain with 86,000 tons, Portugal with 62,000 tons, Belgium with 40,000 tons, Switzerland with 33,000 tons, Italy with 33,000 tons and Mexico with 33,000 tons occupied minor shares of total imports. The U.S. experienced a relatively flat trend pattern with regard to volume of imports of melons imports. At the same time, Mexico came up with plus 7.1%, Switzerland with plus 3.2%, France with plus 2.7%, Spain with plus 2.3%, the Netherlands with plus 1.8%, and Portugal plus 1.3% displayed positive paces of growth. Moreover, Mexico emerged as the fastest growing importer in the world, with a CAGR of plus 7.1% from 2007 to 2018. Italy and Canada experienced a relatively flat trend pattern. By contrast, Germany went down by minus 1.3%, the UK was down by minus 1.9%, and Belgium with minus 2.5% all illustrated a downward trend over the same period. In value terms, the U.S. with $403 million constitutes the largest market for imported melons worldwide, comprising 22% of global imports. The second position in the ranking was occupied by France with $197 million, accounting for an 11% share of global imports. It was followed by the Netherlands, with a 10% share. Import prices by country. The average melon import price stood at $857 per ton in 2018, picking up by 5.5% against the previous year. Over the last 11 years, it increased at an average annual rate of plus 1.6%. Prices varied noticeably by the country of destination. The country with the highest price was Belgium with $1,461 per ton, while the U.S. with $615 per ton was amongst the lowest. From 2007 to 2018, the most notable rate of growth in terms of prices was attained by Mexico, while the other global leaders experienced more modest paces of growth. Watermelon is a flowering plant species of the Cucurbitaceae family and the name of its edible fruit. A scrambling and trailing vine-like plant, it was originally domesticated in Africa. It is a highly cultivated fruit worldwide, with more than 1,000 varieties. Wild watermelon seeds have been found in the prehistoric Libyan site of Uin Mahugiag. There is also evidence from seeds in pharaohs' tombs of watermelon cultivation in ancient Egypt. Watermelon is grown in favorable climates from tropical to temperate regions worldwide for its large edible fruit, which is a berry with a hard rind and no internal divisions and is botanically called a pepo. The sweet, juicy flesh is usually deep red to pink, with many black seeds, although seedless varieties exist. The fruit can be eaten raw or pickled, and the rind is edible after cooking. It may also be consumed as a juice or as an ingredient in mixed beverages. A considerable breeding effort has developed disease-resistant varieties. Many cultivars are available that produce mature fruit within 100 days of planting. In 2017, China produced about 2/3 of the world's total watermelons. Watermelon is a nutrient-rich food full of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It also contains niacin, thiamine, vitamin B6, zinc, magnesium, and many more nutrients. There are many health benefits to watermelon as it is low in calories, so it promotes phytonutrients and antioxidants essential for the optimization of health. Watermelons are usually cultivated out of hybrid varieties of seeds. They need rich, deep soils with little moisture. Watermelons have shallow roots that can be easily disturbed. There are many varieties of watermelon, including the Sugar Baby, Sangria, Starlight, Jubilee, Starbright, and many more. China is by far the world's largest producer of watermelon, followed by Turkey and Iran. Thanks for watching this video. We are open to suggestions. Kindly drop your comments in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the Big Man Business YouTube